Well, salutations, kindred spirits, greetings, and welcome back to another weekly Wednesday magic lesson. And boy, this one should be interesting as we're going to talk about a trick that I don't really like. More specifically, we're going to talk about a plot that I don't really like. I actually like this trick. I like it a lot. It's the plot, the ace assembly, where cards assemble. Don't really care for that, but boy, I like this trick, and we'll talk more about it in just a minute. Let's take a look at the thing. Here it is, Shipwrecked. This is a story trick. It uses 16 cards, the 12 red cards, and the 4 kings that'll represent our 4 guys stranded alone on a deserted island. Yeah, deserted island. We'll get to them in a minute. The red cards, they'll represent the king's families miles away, but alone at home. And here is the story. It's 3 in each. One day, the kings are walking around their island, and they come across an ornate bottle. Well, the first king walks up to the bottle. He gives it a rub, and out pops a genie who grants the king a wish. He says, "What do you want?" The king says, "Well, I want to be home with my loved ones." And with a snap of the fingers, away the king went. The second king approached the genie. He said, "Can I get a wish too?" And the genie said, "Sure, what would you like?" He goes, "Home, please." And away the king went. The third king wished for the same thing, and with the blink of an eye, it was done. And then the fourth king, who was a little bit slow, he took a look around and he said, "Wow, it's kind of lonely here. I wish my friends were back." And with that, it was done. And yeah, that's my story. I'm stuck with it. Hey, I hope you liked it. Shipwrecked. So this is a fun story trick. This is Bill Malone's Shipwrecked, which is actually a presentation for an assembly. In particular, it's a presentation for Daryl's Diamond Bar Assembly. And Daryl Martinez, or Daryl, is a name you've heard me mention a lot. I mentioned him on last week's lesson. We learned a couple things there about Daryl. And if you learned the Daryl Rising Crime and the Browy Edition from last week, you'll have no problem doing this routine as it uses exactly those 2 moves. So that's what we're going to do. Let me mention Bill Malone. His work on this was published in Jim Swain's 21st Century Card Magic. Those are 2 other names you should familiarize yourself with. Bill Malone, one of the funniest, most excellent practitioners of close-up magic. Everything he's published is worth your attention. And Jim Swain, one of the expert cardicians of my lifetime. His constructions are wonderful, his effects are top-notch, and everything that leaves nothing to be desired can be found in Jim Swain's book. So go check out all that stuff, and if you like the scoop on what I just did, well, just keep watching. So as mentioned, this thing uses 16 cards. You'll need 12 red cards and the 4 kings. Now it is important that we start with the kings in alternating color. Black, red, that's important. And then as we pick up the red cards, we obtain a secret finger break underneath the top 3 cards. And there's a couple ways to do this. In performance, I had the card end jog, so as I scooped up the spread, I could just lift up on the end jog to get that secret separation. It's easy enough just to gently spread the top 3 into the right hand, show the cards as follows, and then square them, obtaining the break. That works too. This is in preparation for the Browy Edition, or the Browy Switch Out, which will secretly displace some of these kings. And here's how that's done. As you place the face-up kings atop the packet, you grasp everything above the break, which is 7 cards. It's the kings with the 3 face-down cards below them. In a continuing action, your left thumb pulls the top king atop its packet, and then the left edge of the right-hand packet tips it face down. You're going to repeat this 3 times. On the third one, we let our last king, which is actually 4 cards, the king with 3 cards behind it, we let that fall flush atop the packet, and then just deal the top card face down. So now we've switched out 3 cards for 3 kings, 3 red cards for 3 kings. But we're going to do this. We're going to take 5 cards away. So I'm going to count 4 cards. As I count that 4th one, I secretly push over the 5th one a little bit. That's going to be one of the kings. That way I can square the 4 atop the pack and then come away with 5 cards as I set them to the table. So your audience should assume the 4 kings on the table, but it's a black and a red with 3 red cards in between them. One small displacement of the red cards will set us up for the next phase, and that's this. As you count 1, 2, 3 cards off, we're going to square just the top 2. And the idea here is just to come away with the top 2 kings. Before I do this, I will flash the faces of the red cards. Just don't spread down to the king. So it's this action. You say, yeah, the red cards, they'll represent the families to the kings. There's 3 cards in each, and they're separated miles apart. So that's the action. It looks like I set 3 cards down to the table, 1, 2, spread the third, square 2, and drop, and that's the kings. Now we can show 3 fairly, square and drop, and then I show the last 2 like this, 3 and 3. All right, now comes the Daryl Rising Crime display to apparently place 1 king in each packet. This is done by holding the 5-card packet, the apparent 4 kings, in an overhand grip or a biddle grip. It's an overhand shuffle grip. So we peel the top card 1, peel the second card 2. We're keeping the right hand packet squared as we peel the third card, and then we flash the face of this, which is actually a double. It's a king with a red card behind it. But you flash the face of it, drop that double atop the packet, and then deal the top card to the table. This is as we talk about the genie granting the wish of the king, which the audience assumes here the king goes back to his family. The second king, and now we're going to do the second thing, and again, this is Daryl's Rising Crime display. Count 1, count 2, hold the double, flash the face, drop the double atop, gesture, and then deal the top single card to its packet. The third king, here we're going to show the first king twice, but if you keep a good pace, your audience won't notice this. Same technique, just peeling the top card into the hand as you flash the double, place the double atop, then deal the single. Be sure to keep this double squared in your hand. It's only supposed to be 1 king, but that king goes back to his family. And then display the double as a single king as you place it below its packet. Do the patter where you talk about the king missing his friends and wishing they were back with him, and that is it's Bill Malone's shipwrecked handling of the Daryl Martinez Diamond Bar. It's actually a simplified version of that, but I digress. You want the real thing, go check out that Jim Swain book. It's highly recommended. All right, so there you go. Now you have all you need to know to perform Bill Malone's presentation of Daryl's Diamond Bar. Now, a note on this Daryl assembly, there is another one that I considered teaching today, but I'm going to reserve that for this Sunday. And Sundays are normally a member event. If you're not aware, I do have a membership section of YouTube where I teach more advanced curriculum. So we're going to learn some heavier sleight of hand, some advanced concepts, and this is where I do it, on the member section. Part of that members offering, every Sunday I do a live session where I do an intensive training session, a learning session based on one topic. And this week it's going to be on another Daryl assembly. We're going to talk about the Jolly Jumping Jokers, or the psychological assembly, and I look forward to sharing that this Sunday. It's going to be an open house event, so it's open to non-members as well. I do this occasionally to give people a taste of what's happening on the back end of the members section, and you are all welcome to join us this Sunday. I'm going to do it at 11 a.m. Central Time, and hey, I hope to see you there. With that news, that's going to be a wrap. I hope you found some information that's suitable for your gray matter. Regardless of that, I do appreciate you staying tuned. Your attention, your energy, always welcome. And yeah, that's it. Wrap for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao for now.